Hey, my beautiful peeps, locking down the truth with Marci Lock. So, hope you can see my little, well, seal friend back there. It's drawing in a crowd of peeps that still just hanging out on the beach. And this morning I came down to do a little meditation before I go hit some hot yoga and hiking and some fun stuff for the day. And because I noticed this morning I woke up and felt really heavy, like emotional. And I recognized that it's because I didn't really totally get a clear and finalize some things. I had a quick conversation with my boys, noticing some triggers and some disconnect last night, and yet we didn't get to really finalize it because my massage guy, my CJ for my 90-minute deep tissue had showed up, and it just reaffirmed to me the importance of being aware, tuning in, and creating clarity. And this is why. Whatever you end your day on is what soaks in your subconscious mind all night long. So this is something that I teach my peeps. I actually have several, I don't know how many meditations I have, like 27 plus meditations and visualizations and things I've created, even talking to your cellular structure and visualizing and seeing your ultimate life and, so many things, because a lot of them for nighttime, because it's so important to control your mind or to give your mind direction of what it gets to focus on all night long, because that energy is sitting inside you. So you pass the mirror at night and judge yourself and say something negative. Guess what? You just sat that in your system to sit and soak on how fat or frustrated or weak or not strong enough or not good enough you are all night long. So literally that energy, that vibration, that declaration is going out and it's soaking in your brain in the state when it's super powerful. And you wake up not only feeling shitty, feeling not good enough, reaffirming the limited, and yet you just declared it to a huge degree for allowing that to show up. So it's all these little tiny conscious internal associations and connections to how you are meant to operate, how you are designed to be an effortless creator and manifest with ease, are all what shows up for you. And yet we're so disconnected from these tiny things in how we're designed to operate, and we think it's some big hard thing, when the truth is it's just the little simple things that if you tune in and we're worthy enough to just like, okay, I get to choose this thought, this perception, this action to create the new evidence and to have this to be my experience. So that's super important. And what I recognize is that I hadn't really gotten clear with my boys. So this morning I felt heavy emotion, and I was actually going to go to a Core 40 class in hot yoga this morning, and ended up because I felt this emotion, I knew I got to finish the clarity with my boys and got to get into this deep, authentic, beautiful conversation with them of where I was triggered and where I felt, unheard or disrespected and unappreciated for certain things, or there being expectation. And then I got to hear their beautiful side and Skylar's even beautiful side of some of the disconnects for him that we cried it out and we're like, oh, wow, thank you. That's, thank you for allowing me to see that that's what you thought, or that was the understanding for you. That was never my intention, and cool, this is good feedback for me that now in the future when this shows up, I get to practice trying this so that we can even be more on the same page and we can communicate even more effectively. And we're both like, cool, awesome. So we go through this process that I teach a lot of the couples, a couple of the famous couples that I get to coach, and in all my peeps I teach them this conscious languaging. Not only conscious languaging, but the conscious, authentic communication cycle. I think of it as a circle where problem starts here, or opportunity starts here, and we get to work through this beautiful cycle of noticing our feelings and the thoughts and the perceptions, and being able to hear both sides, that we get to drop down and break down these stories and these thoughts, these perceptions, to arrive all the way around to solution, peace, not being like, well, fine, I just get to ignore this, or get to go through the motions, or I have to shut down and not be heard so that it just fixes it, because it doesn't fix it. And so something that you can do in this is, a lot of the couples that I coach, I have them at nighttime start in a process of a breakdown to breakthrough, so that every night they're at least creating the space to connect on what the triggers might be or the things might be, so that they can say, hey, yeah, even if it's like, hey, is there anything that you get to express, or that you that came up for you today, or giving the opportunity to be worthy of being heard and feeling anything. There's no judgments or stories around it, because yeah, today I noticed in the kitchen when that was said, I kind of took on or thought like maybe there's a judgment that I'm just not doing good enough, or I had this thought, and they're like, oh wow, thank you for letting me know that you thought that, because again, it's not bad or wrong, or it's true for them. This is actually what I meant by that, and we get to break down these stories and go, okay, cool. So then we again find solutions to fall in love more every day, go to bed more in love every day, more connected in all your relationships, wake up more in love every day, and with solutions of how to create greater connection, greater clarity, and it only gets greater. You can see when you're aligned to, or you're committed to going internal and finding out what these triggers and things are, you can only have greater every day. It doesn't have to be hard. It's actually more ease. You get rid of the shit and rid of the stories. You create more freedom, more connection, more love, more abundance, more joy when you are willing to look at it and not judge it. And so there's a whole nother aspect here of when you begin to do this. Yes, you can do this at night, but my intention is, see, every time I feel, ooh, I don't feel good, I'm like, ooh, why, what's going on? And I go internal through my 5 steps to overcome sabotage to then shift through it and be done with it. And life is just more fucking epic every single day, and moment by moment only gets greater. And so it might start with like, hey, let's commit to doing this once a day, but eventually it's like you're in a place of so much authenticity and freedom, you just get to speak your truth and move through it and have what you want. Easy. Life is much more easy. So that was a beautiful reminder for me that I get to always take the time to even like, hey, cool, like, let's get clear on this and not get distracted by other things, because it's literally soaking in me all night long. So now I like created some clarity with my boys, came out, got time for meditation on the beach, now I get to go to hot yoga, play for the rest of the day. Life fucking epic. Choice. Pop choice is yours. Choose your best life. Lock it down.